Looks like we are live. Pigster, are you a wrestling fan at all? I didn't get any pops from that. CM Punk returned this week, and I was wondering. Edward David used to be. I don't know if he's around. Your wife is Corey. Nice. CM Punk had a big pop, came back this week, but it was on a freaking it's on a talk show, not even as a wrestling. And then Survivor Series is this Sunday in Chicago, and they don't have him come back there. Really, I don't know what what they think of, what they're thinking. So for YouTube people, because I can't play music, I just played Cult of Personality, which is CM Punk's music, but I can't play it right now. So, all right, as you can see, guys, if you follow us on social media, you'll see I get a kick out of this. I'll show you guys here. So here's our Twitter on Bullish. So it's Bullish BRS. And then you'll see right over here, Stock Twits. We do a little bit more play-by-plays on Stock Twits, and we're a little bit more selective on Twitter. Make sure you follow us over here. I show this to you guys too because you'll see a contrast between like when Dan posts and then when I post. So like I will post technicals and I'll be serious. And then when something happens, I'll trigger people by posting, oh no, the sky is falling, recession. Because I say it as a joke, guys, to get people to wake up and pay attention to things that just because, again, you'll see I made a video, probably, what was it? A couple of days ago back here, probably. You'll see I did a video on making fun of recessions. Or saying that, you guys will hear, I don't even have to look at the news today, but I'll guarantee you they're probably talking about something, right? But I was telling you guys, remember I was telling, in the video, I tell you guys, the charts foreshadow things. So what happens, like, you get warnings in the charts before news happens many a times, right? So the news today, I didn't even hear it today. I was distracted, but I think people were saying something to do with delaying of China or trade wars or something like that, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But like everybody like can see that and be like, oh my gosh, like look at the market, look what happened. You're having foreshadows of it happening back over here a couple days earlier, as well as the market's at all-time highs, right? So when you put it all together, when the market gets super overextended like this, it's got to pull back at some point. You get warning candles here, but if you look and read the charts, you get these warnings many of times when the market's going to correct or pull back before something happens. But just because something, the market pulls back or falls back down doesn't mean the stock market's going to crash or go into a recession, So just showing you guys right over here, you have TrendSpider over here. It's a tool that we like to use. You can see right here, just on a weekly chart, it's overextended, massive breakout. Use these moving average lines as a guide. And then you have a tool like TrendSpider. Again, if you go over our website right here, bullishbears.com, if you go to our website and you just look under tools, right over here, under tools, and then TrendSpider, right here, you can see a whole write-up on them, and you have a discount code over here if you want to try them out. But if you're new, this does all their trend lines for you. You can add ones on, you can remove them. So if I just kind of, if I put in like Facebook, I can put it in there and it gives you all the trend lines. I can remove them. I can change the different time frames. I could go to an intraday chart setup right here, go to a 5-minute, compare to a daily, let's say. And you have all these different trend lines, right? So this is a great tool to use whether you're new or experienced. I mean, just the time that it takes you to draw trend lines, and we're emotionally biased, we're creatures of emotion. Hey, Carlos, what's up? That's where it's, a tool like this really kind of makes the process of, trend lines and all that so much easier. So we can't recommend TrendSpider enough. So again, all that to say, put in the SPY, see what's going on. Okay, here's your trend lines. Market's at resistance, right? So what happens way back over here foreshadows in the future, and now it's at resistance. At all-time highs, comes back down, and now use these moving average lines and these trend lines as support levels. Eventually, will we go into a recession again? I'm sure. I mean, of course we will. But, we've been hearing of a recession for 3 years now. Whether somebody likes the president or not, it doesn't matter. the bottom line is the market just keeps going up until it goes down, until we get a recession. Technically, the market's at all-time highs. It's pulling back. As you can see last time it hit these levels, look, smack right back down, right? Goes up, smacks back down. And what did the buyers do? They held, see this black line? That black line is the 200 simple moving average line on the daily. What did buyers do? They've come back in so far and held it up. Eventually, some point, again, I could just picture it. I'm waiting for the day for somebody to like comment and be like, haha, like you're wrong. The recession's here. That could happen 6 months, a year, 2 months, 3 months on the road. Eventually it'll happen when these prices start failing these moving average lines and fall below that 200 simple moving average line and price keeps bouncing up and hitting it, then we might be in a recession. But as you guys can see, buyers keep coming in and pushing the market back up. This is why we teach you guys in our community. We teach this live all day long. For you guys in the trade room, you're seeing now multiple streamers coming in throughout the day, teaching you multiple different trading strategies. If you don't like my trading style, you might like Rose or Signet or Angel or Creed or Dan. We have several different streamers to teach you all these different ways to trade. But one thing that we all have in common is the charts, right? Charts do not lie. It's very important to learn them because they're not foolproof, but they're a very healthy guide on the market and what it's doing overall. And when the market pulls back, we'll probably see today. I haven't even looked at doing the watch list yet, and I'm about to. But pullback days like this make it difficult, So chances are we might not have great setups, at least when it comes to swing trading. Pullback days can be very difficult. But we'll watch and see. We might see some bouncing off moving average lines that might be setting up. But this is the guide to look for if price holds these moving average lines or if it starts to fail and go like this and fall back down and then use these moving average lines as a guide. Yeah, no, Carlos, I hear you. Guys, again, it's, do I believe everything is going up organically and is great and everything's wonderful? No, of course I don't. But listen, whoever's in control, however they're propping it up, again, at some point, someday, it will pull back. We will have a recession. It might severely drop. Not saying it's not going to happen. But again, guys, we've been hearing it for 3 years. If you've been waiting for it for 3 years and trying to do the inverse of it, it'll keep burning you. So until it happens, it'll happen. Use a tool like TrendSpider. It's a great tool. It does moving average lines for you. You can change the time frames and kind of set it up the way you'd like. But we're trying to teach you the technicals because the technicals, remember, guys, the fundamental traders, or the billionaires that are buying and selling and all the hedge funds, you can't hide what they're doing from the charts, right? If Warren Buffett or whatever goes and dumps 1 billion shares of Apple, he can't hide it from the market. It's going to show on the charts. If you can learn to read the charts, you're going to have very important clues, So that's why we teach you guys. But if you're looking for some quick hit and you trade on emotions, you're going to blow up your account. And then you're going to be a crybaby and you're going to blame the stock market, right? How many people blow up their accounts trading and then they're crybabies and they blame the market saying, oh, the market took my money. Oh, the market took my money. Meanwhile, they didn't take the time to learn. They're too lazy. They want some quick fix and then they cry about it. And meanwhile, it was their own darn fault. It wasn't the market's fault. The market doesn't want to take your money. The market doesn't care. The market's emotionless. It's just a combination of buyers and sellers that form these patterns. Learn to read these patterns, and you can put the trading odds in your favor. Patterns fail all the time. That's why you have proper risk management. When a stock doesn't go your way, cut your losses quickly, right? But don't be a crybaby if you're new in the stock market and you're losing money. If you're not studying and you're blindly following on hype and you're listening to news and oh my gosh, somebody tweeted the sky's falling, and then, the trade goes opposite of the way you want it to do, and then you blame a president, you blame the news. Meanwhile, it's your own darn fault because you didn't learn how to trade. It teaches you. This is the stuff you got to learn, guys. I say it over and over and over. I get frustrated with it because there's a lot of people, we can't tell you how many people trade off emotions. Don't do it. All right, that's my rant. Let's get into the watches for tomorrow. Let's see what's going on. All right, one alert didn't trigger. So Oh, the whole part I wanted to show you guys with social media, you'll see I'm the one that posts. Somebody called me annoyingly arrogant at one point, so I'm the guy with annoying arrogance on our social media. Dan is the one that's more straight laced. So if you see annoying arrogance, that's me. If you don't like when I post weight, Dan will post something as well. But again, we have StockTwits profile and Twitter. Make sure you follow us over here as well, because we all have different views and aspects on things. So, what Dan or I might be posting on social media while, somebody else is streaming. It's just a different look, right? So don't buy something just because we post there. It's just you got to, learn what we're teaching you. But my whole point being is follow us on social media. You'll see us on StockTwits and Twitter posting a lot. Whew, that rant took a lot out of me here. Did I blow anybody away? Is anybody still around? Pigster, you guys still around? Yes, Carlos says entry and exit points have to be set before going into a trade. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Dan likes when I say, all right, everybody, giving you the presentation you've all been waiting for on the watch list tomorrow. I am your host, Lucian. I did a video, guys, back in the day. If you do search for if you guys want to get a good kick out of things, if you want to get a good laugh, go to YouTube right here. I did one webinar in the past, and I was channeling my old internet marketing days. And if you want to get a good kick out of things, if you type in Ichimoku, I did a video on Ichimoku right here. Actually, is our highest viewed one.
I don't like the idea of my broker taking the opposite side of my orders.
Tell me if this sounds like
high frequency traders.
All right, good evening, everybody. So, giving you the presentation you've all been waiting for on the Ichimoku Cloud. Guys, I'm not sure your level of experience.
That was my old marketing days. But look, guys, it has 143,000 views on it. It's actually a really good video, believe it or not. And I don't even use Ichimoku Cloud anymore. So you missed the long ride of PTI. Let me pull out the PTI. So bottom line, guys. So now looking at the charts. On futures, we're going to see if it holds this 9 EMA and flags, or if it starts to fall and fail these moving average lines. If it flags, see if it can get above kind of that red hammer here and continue up. You can see probably in between here is probably the 13 EMA. So now you got to watch and see, is it going to roll over and continue up? Let's take a look at the hourly. It's up against some resistance on the hourly. So we'll have to watch and see. Let me take a look at PTI. Nelson says, missed the long ride of PTI. Let me see. Oh, dang. That one popped up right here. So, guys, would have been telling you guys about bull flags, right? Bull flag, right? If you learn not anything from what I teach you guys, flag up, small little moving average lines back to the 9 EMA. Boom, breakout. Consider taking your profits if rejected right at the 200 SMA. So use this strategy, whatever trader you are. If you're a longer term trader, swing trader, intraday trader, look for the bull flags back to moving average lines, small candlesticks, look for resistance. When it breaks out, consider taking your profits. That's a nice little flag or pennant right back to the 9 EMA. All right, so let's see if there's anything to look at. Not that one. Not that one. This is what you're going to see, guys. Pay attention when I zoom in. I'm going to go really quickly through these when I see something. So on days like today, this is where you see, like, I try to avoid moving average lines and getting trapped or stuck in between them. So I'm looking for, and I don't like high wave candles, so you won't see me putting those ones on. I'm looking for like this, and breakout, I won't put that on. I'm looking for clear move. So I look for stocks that are holding their highs on the day, but as you can see, it's kind of holding its highs, but I don't like caught between the moving average lines. I try to get above a moving average line or give you enough time or space for it to run. That's where you won't see it. So like this. This is one I would consider putting on because it's holding its highs. It's right at that 20. It's right at the 20, right near the 20 EMA in the daily. Possible double bottom break. So you can see there is room up to that 50 SMA. And then here's where I would zoom in and go to the hourly, see where the hourly is. Now it's near resistance right at that 450. So I'm not a huge fan of that, and I don't like the diagonal flags. But I'm also keeping consideration there might not be a lot putting onto the watch list for tomorrow with pullbacks. So I can see maybe a double bottom. I don't necessarily I'm not a huge fan of diagonal flags. But if it can get above that 520 and clear that 540, it might have some room to run a little bit overextended. Let's look at the 5-minute. It's got to contend with that, kind of that wick there. So it's kind of riding the 9-ish, possible cup and handle. Again, I don't love it, but it's one of those, I like to see if it's about to clear a moving average line on a daily and it gives you some room. That's what I like to ideally say. If that makes sense to you guys. So it'll see, let me put this. Possible double bottom set up. Watch if price can clear 540 area. Then look for $6 resistance. Right? So you can see kind of a double bottom here, but when I zoom into the hourly, kind of a double bottom, might be looking to break out. Keep an eye on that 540, right? That black line, which is a 200 SMA. And then if it can clear, look right up in there in that $6 range for resistance. Does that make sense to you guys? ACRGF. This making sense to you guys in the trade room? Possible pennant formation here on the hourly. Let's look at the daily. So this is where, again, I'm not a huge fan when stocks get caught between the MAs. I try to give you guys room, So right here, kind of a spinning top near the moving average lines. Not a fan of that. Not a huge fan of this, kind of a spinning top between moving average lines. Cool sig. Now, I do like this, but then there might be a but to it. So I like how this is holding its highs for possible continuation. But you got also $4 resistance at that 50 SMA. So this is one of those ones, right? Like, where many a times our watches, you'll notice, many a times we're putting stocks that hold their highs, and they're duds the next day. There might be a dud for a couple days, and then they go and they launch. You're like, why did that happen? Because if a stock's holding its highs and then it doesn't break resistance, many times you have a couple pullback days. Picture if you have a couple small candles here. If it's pullback days, then you might have a bull flag off a daily, and then it breaks out and launches, right? So that's where, don't be, we put our watches out there, five or so symbols a day, 5 or 6. One might be great. One might be okay. The rest are duds. And then you go back 2 or 3 days later and then boom, 1 or 2 launches. And that happens all the time with our stock or with our watches. So this one, let me go to see how I feel about this one. Possible, that could be a double top. Let's look at the hourly. Little bit overextended. This is one that I don't really, it's a little bit too close to resistance for me. So I might just put it for now right here and decide to, oh, this will probably trigger somebody. I'll just say it. BAR. Anybody, does that name sound from B-Bar? Bill Barr? So I'll see if I'm going to get to that one a bit. You just never know what you can say to people nowadays. They get so... Carlos, go, that's helping you. So this one, not a huge fan. Now, it's closing above the moving average lines, kind of at highs, possible cup and handle. I like clear, so I'm not, let me see on this one. Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of the diagonal flag. I like when they pull back. I like clear, like pullback flags. So, not going to put that one on. DMPI. Now, this one I would not normally take a look at. However, it's kind of a bigger inverse head and shoulders or cup and handle. It may be setting for up. You can see possible morning star on the daily. Kind of a cup and handle. You can see a big daily gap between $1 to $1.53. Let's look at an hourly. Possible cup and handle on the hourly. And it's a sub $1 stock. I'm going to take Bill Barr off my watch list for now. This one I might put on because it's a penny stock and some people like sub. Actually, it's not a penny stock. What the heck? Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. It's down here. DMPI. So this one I would say if it can clear 87, the base of the gap between 102 and 150. Got to find these patterns, guys. Patterns are so important. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to say big cup and handle if price can clear 80s. Watch for resistance be at daily gap between 1 to 150-ish. All right, does this make sense? So you got kind of a big cup and handle on the daily. If price can clear the 80s right in there, watch for resistance at daily gap between 1 to 150-ish, right there to right there. Bam. So we'll see what happens there. So for those sub $1 penny stock lovers, there you go. All right, Nelson says IGC. Let me take a look at that one. I'm not a fan of these right below the moving average lines. Possible reversal, but I just don't like when they're stuck down there like that. Not a huge fan. I try to give ones that have room to move. So this is an interesting one right here. Holding its highs, possibly setting up for a breakout. So this is one that, this is like a perfect example from our watch list where if it doesn't break out, it might pull back, right, to maybe that dollar level, and then you might have a cup and handle, and then it launches. You guys see that? It's at its highs. It's a bit overextended. It's above the moving average lines, which I like. It's got a possible breakout forming. But it may pull back. So this is, again, $1 very important support level. Let's look at the hourly. Possible big cup pattern. And watch that that 111 area right there. So this is more of what I'm looking for. And it's been buried. Pop breakout. Am I going to put that on? 110 down $1. If so, might have some room up. So let's do this. Watch if price can break out above 111-ish and continue up with resistance at 200 SMA on daily. Does that make sense for you guys? So you can see it's a bit overextended. That's why we say don't. This might pop up 2 cents tomorrow and dump. That's why we say don't buy just because the alert goes off. But watch and see, it might break out. Maybe it'll pull back a little bit. See if that dollar holds. If this dollar holds, you might have a couple days of a pullback. Then you'd have a cup and handle. Then it launches. Then watch if the 200 SMA pulls down, and then use that as resistance, right? So this is kind of, again, medium float stock. You know, it might not go off right away, but just look for volume, see if it can break that 111 area, and watch. Let me see, GE. Yeah, so this is interesting. So this is where it gets a little tricky. So this is what I like to see, these pullbacks to moving average lines. So this is where you got to like be careful. Your eyes can deceive you. You can see, oh, flat top, ascending triangle, right? Or you could see double top and it might fail. So it may be an ascending triangle, but it could also be a double top and it could fail, right? So that's where you got to zoom in a little bit more. Hourly, completely trading sideways in this sideways channel. So at this point, you want to see, can it get above that 1157-ish area and hold? And see if it'll hold support around 1127. TSN, let me see. TSN trading sideways right above. It's a bit overextended, kind of cup and handle-ish. It's got a funky old pattern up here. See if it can hold support right around that, whatever that 89.67 level. I'm not a huge fan of these. It's just very far away. You know, it's far away from the moving average line. It's got to watch and see. I like clear pullbacks. Me personally, I like this stuff. Like goes up, back to the moving average lines. And see how you can just ride the 9. You get a small little entry, you know, just, you know, let's say you got an entry back over here at $71. You could use your first candle close below the 9 EMA as your stop. That's way over here, 71 up to $80. Now, granted, you're giving up a lot of profits, but I like these, right? Flag up, back down to the moving average lines, get the pop, then decide whether you're going to take the profits, or if you want to be in it longer at work, ride the 9. That's just one strategy I'm showing you guys. You can use that 9 EMA as a guide on intraday, daily, weekly. You get a right entry, let the stock break out, get a small little moving average line breakout, and then decide, are you going to take your profits as it breaks out, or are you going to let it ride the 9, depending on what your, you know, trade strategy is. You know, if you need to be longer at work, or, you know, same thing intraday. You know, if you get a good entry on a 5-minute chart, then you could potentially ride it on, you know, a 5-minute. Let me see if there's a, you know, so kind of like this. You can see, you know, cup, handle. You know, there's a possible, you know, if you got in, where is it? You know, like say you're looking down here, if you decided, you know, to get in at the break of that 5-minute candle, or if you waited for it to get over here and get more of a confirmation on that cup and handle, and then right in here, if you decided to risk, you know, off a small candle, possible cup and handle, if you risk, again, I like the smaller ones. I like more clear flag patterns myself. So, but sometimes you miss them, right? If you're, you know, I would have waited over here, and then I would have like, I want a better entry near the 9 EMA, and then it goes and breaks out, right? But you can use it as a guide, right? The closer you get here, then as it breaks out, you could take your profits, or if you get an entry back here, you could wait and see, okay, I can get out over here. Just be aware, you give back lots of profits along the way. But if you need to be in a little bit longer, you're like, hey, I can't really day trade at work, but I can trade slow it down with a 5-minute chart as it breaks out. You get a good pattern breakout. Use that 9 EMA as a guide. Just be aware if you're trading options, there's all the Greeks and you're welcome, Carlos. They can mess up and, mess your options contract up, stuff like that. But, if you were in shares of something, you can ride it up, right? So whatever you're trading, whether I'm showing you guys Tyson, you can do it with, a $10 stock, a $5 stock, a $1 stock. It's all the same thing. Just be aware of when you get low floaters, there's a lot more volatility. But if you have a medium, higher float stock, $10, $15 plus stock, and you have a good pattern breakout, you can use that 9 EMA as a guide. Is that making sense to you guys? Giving you guys gold here. I hope you're listening. ACB. Hey, there we go. Good old Aurora. It's the darling pot stock. Oh my gosh, the election. They're going to legalize marijuana. Let me buy now. Oh my gosh. Right? Guys, they're all crap. All these marijuana stocks are complete crap. They're garbage. They're absolute garbage. Look, Aurora was the absolute darling of Canada. The second darling was the other one was TWMJF. I think they've changed their symbol as well. Canadian darling right here. Hey-oh, newbie suckered in right up at the top here at 1250 all the way down to 250 and they're crying. Good old head, left shoulder, right shoulder. What is that? A head and shoulder. Bearish all the way down. Piece of crap garbage. Maybe it'll be good long term. All I know, it'll probably get a pump because all of them do. And then it'll dump. It pumps and then it dumps, right? Just like Bitcoin. Pumps right there. You want to know what that pattern is? It's my favorite one to tell on streams for the newbies. If you're a new trader, I like to call you a newbie. This is called an FU pattern because it's like it sounds. So just picture I'm saying FU to the computer. So I take my hand like this as I'm waving to in the computer. I make a fist. I turn it, and then a finger goes right up to the screen, and then bam, right there. That's an FU pattern. It means FU newbies, I'm blowing up your brokerage account. And then meanwhile, right here, the newbie cries and blames the stock market. Oh my gosh, the stock market took my money. No, meanwhile, you didn't know what the heck you were doing. You listened to some chat room pumping stuff. You listened to the news pumping up marijuana stocks. You tried to find a Canadian pot stock company. You think it's good. You didn't do your research on it. You bought it at the top, and then it drops down, and then you blame the stock market. It's not the stock market's fault. It's your fault because you didn't know how to trade. Right? I wonder how many people are gonna quit today after right? Tell me I'm wrong, guys. Was the stock not up at 12 right here? It's a double top failure. Top failure. This sneak right up here, it poked right above a previous high. This was resistance. It poked above, then it dropped. That's a pattern. It's a double top failure. If you don't know patterns, you're going to blow up your account. That's what we're here to teach you. If you don't like truth, go somewhere that would love to take your money. There's lots of trading companies that will charge 5-10 times the amount that we charge you, and they're never going to teach you this stuff. You're going to spend thousands for coaching sessions. You're going to blow up your account. And meanwhile, our pricing's a joke. And the stuff I'm teaching you just in this video alone, if you pay attention, it's like gold. It's good stuff, guys. Just trade bull flags. That's one strategy. Right here, that's a top. Right here, FU pattern. Head, left shoulders, right shoulder, neckline break, head and shoulders pattern. Nice little volatile middle finger right there for the FU pattern all the way down. So all that to be said, would I buy Aurora right now? No. I mean, it might pop. It might be a day trade. It might get a pump. Possible Morningstar pattern. Back up to the moving average lines. Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, double tops, head and shoulders, FU patterns, Morningstar pattern, bear flag, this is the stuff you need to learn if you want to become a good trader. This is how you make money in the stock market, is learning this stuff. Not buying off hype, not listening to news, not listening to chat rooms, not buying a stock because some chat room is pumping it. It's learning. Right, so you can see ACB, CVSI, that's another part of the pot stock. So these might be getting a pump again, but got to see just because, look, ACB, and CVSI, they're right below the moving average lines. I just don't want to put it on unless it's above. You know, but, you know, it might be clearing right here and it might pump. So I might look, I don't know. Maybe I might have to put the stupid thing. Not because I like it long term, but if we're trying to go momentum play, you know, I might have to put a stupid stock on this one right here. Because now, look, you know, so now here's a cup and handle on the hourly. This thing can go and launch. Again, that doesn't mean to buy it and hold it long term. But if you traded a, you know, a bull flag, you know, a cup and handle bull flag breakout and you took your profits, this might be a decent scalp. Ugh. I hate having to put this on. All right, so Aurora, I'm putting it on because it's a morning star. It's a pot stock. I wouldn't put this on if it was another normal stock, but I'm going to put clearly on this. Let's see. Pot stock. Watch for possible pump with resistance at MAs on daily. The thing with these, with the pot stocks, guys, is like, normally I wouldn't put this on if this was anything else, but this is one of those, you know, sectors, if it pumps, you know, this thing could easily pump up, right, and blow above the moving average lines. Again, it's a history of pumping and dumping. So that's why I'm putting it on. If it was something else, I wouldn't even put it on the watch list. CVSI, it's kind of another one. I mean, garbage. Look right here. $9 down to $1. Oh my gosh, the stock market took my money. No, you're an idiot. You bought at the top. You didn't learn. You didn't learn. Right here. That's a nice old FU pattern, huh? Let's look at that one. I don't even know if I want to call that. That is kind of a, it's kind of a nice FU pattern. Let's get some joy out of this today, guys. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? Hey-o! Bitcoin. Going to the moon. What a crap chart. How many people you think put their life savings in at Bitcoin at $20,000? And then got excited when it tried to go back up here and this is dumped. Right here, guys, just draw your channels, right? Just do this. Kind of connect your peaks. Draw them down. Connect your valleys. Draw them down. Kind of in this down channel. Kind of a cup and handle. Will Bitcoin be good long term? I don't know. All I know is it sucks right now. Watch right now at the 200 SMA. Right? Remember I was telling you guys that 200 SMA on the daily, very important. Watch if it holds. If so, kind of look at these upper channels, see if it can break above, you know, kind of like that. And you guys see that? Kind of connect the peaks. Look at that, kind of right over in here. Maybe I'll just kind of draw it down like this. That's why Trend Spider, guys, if I just go over to Trend Spider, if I'm like, oh man, like where do I draw my trend lines? We'll just go over to right here. BTC, or maybe it's just BTC. Let's see if that's. Look at that. That's BTCS. I don't know if they have BTC on here. Bitcoin. Let's see. Bitcoin. I don't know. Look at all these crazy ass symbols. But look, I mean, where's price inside all of those now? Trade it. Buy it, support. Sell it, resistance if you're new. If you don't know where support and resistance is and you're trading with real money, you're going to blow up your account. And then you're going to be a crybaby blaming the market. Buy at support. Sell at resistance. If you don't know where it is, learn it. If you don't know how to learn it, come and join us. We have thousands of dollars worth of courses. Well, there's too many courses on your website. That'll take me too long to learn. Well, then don't do it. And then you'll never learn, right? Be lazy. Quit like most traders do. And then you'll never learn, right? you got to treat, if you're not treating trading like you would an education or another job, you're not treating it like a career, you're going to fail. That's just, I mean, that's just the truth. Price is holding its highs right here, right around 350 on CEPU. See right there if it can break above 368. Possible cup pattern, possible double bottom. Possible cup, 364. Man, I've gone way too long, more than I went on too many rants today. 366. Guys, I'm burnt. Let me try to catch up here. I've been blabbing too much. Let me see if I could get. I'm gonna try to get a couple, maybe a higher price stock or a couple 2-tree. Nah. All right, that's something I like right here. This is what I like. This is my style right here. Right here. Holding moving average lines, might be looking to break out right into a gap, right above. Mid cap stock, above $10. Don't have to worry about options. We'll have to see if it's a tight bid-ask spread. Right now, it's aftermarket, so it's not. But that's what I like. That's the stuff I like. Kind of broaching right up here. You know, if it could break above $12.92. If it can break $13, watch and see if it goes into the gap. And then kind of trade this thing like, right? See these guys? Look, bull flags. Bull flag right here. Stock goes up right here. Breakout, take profits. Comes back down. Breakout, take profits. Now it's kind of going bap leap crazy over here. See that? Cup, handle, breakout, take your profits at the spinning tops. Small little hammer off the 9 EMA. Breaks out, take profits, come back. Wash, rinse, repeat. So this is the style I like. Not have to worry about options. I think it's a big company, cars.com, daily gap. It's going to be some volatility if it goes into the gap. So again, guys, if you take your account, you buy 1,000 shares of this, if you can scalp, 15, 20 cents, it could be a couple $100, right? If there's a good intraday pattern formation. All right, so I'm definitely going to put this one on. I like this one. These are my favorite ones. Doesn't mean it's going to go and break out. No. But we'll have to watch and see. Big cup pattern. Watch if price can get into into the gap on the daily above $13. Actually, this is one I might. Okay, no, there's no weeklies on it. CRS. Cars.com. You guys see this, right? Patterns might be breaking out. Gap on the daily. Gonna be volatile if it gets in there. Mid float cap stock. This is the stuff I like. Holding its highs. 5-minute chart. Let's take a look at that one. Kind of holding its highs. A bit overextended. But look at this, guys, right? Bull flag, breakout, take your profits. Bull flag, back to the 9 EMA. Breaks out, take your profits. Back right here. Breakout, take your profits. Come back down. Cup and handle. Right back down. Maybe if you took in here, you get tricked out. Then what's it do? Kind of forms kind of a flat top, bull flagish kind of thing. And then kind of ride. Then it goes right, right in through here. Boom, breaks out. See these small little candles near moving average lines? There's 3 or 4 trades right there. Pulls back, take your profits. Pulls back, breaks out, take your profits. Pulls back, kind of breaks out, take your profit. That's how you scalp. But if you don't have time and you're at work and you're like, oh my God, I'm super nervous. Like, what do? I don't have time to stare. Use that 9 EMA as your guide. If you get a good entry down over in here, that's half hour that you can look at it. But look, this is like, it warns you that it's going to pull back. All right. Are you guys listening? Is this helping you guys? Everybody's quiet at times. Anybody going to quit after what I told them today? Was I too hard? Should I have been a little bit nicer? Should I give more hugs and kisses? Put the gloves on? Here's another one I might like to look at right here. Now it's closing above the 200 SMA. If it can clear that 1022 and hold possible cut pattern, it's a bit overextended. Let's see. And it's right up to that 1080. That's what I like, is these ones right over here. Small little breakout above those hammer candles. Thank you, Iwerton. Maybe quit your day job, Pigster. Fiend says, hold my hand, tell me it's easy. I always like to say, if you want to come to our community, if you're looking for a hand up, we're the community for you. If you're looking for a handout, go to some other trading company that would love to take your money. They will show you in their private jets and their fancy cash on YouTube, and they'll tell you trading is hard on a private jet, but I got an ebook for you that'll make it easier, but trading is hard, but I'm in a private jet. So then you're thinking as a new trader, hey, if I get this ebook, I could be on a private jet too. Then meanwhile, they charge you a couple $100 a month. Take your money. Nothing wrong with it. Business is business. It's that false illusion, guys. Hand up, not a handout. So am I going to put this one on? I don't know. Am I going to put this one on? Maybe. I'll come back to that, and then I'm going to... Too many rants today. Too many rants. Fro, nah. What was that one? EVH. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put it on for now. Give me something to watch over the next couple of days. See if it can clear at 1028, 1080s. Watch if 200 SMA will hold and move up with resistance around 1080-ish. Guys, if you want to know the ones where this is my style. I like to come in and I like the stocks. I like stocks between $10 to $15, minimum 50. I don't like to go low float on them. And I like patterns. I'm a huge pattern fan. That's why, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of small cap stocks and low floaters. I can teach you how to trade them. I just don't personally like them myself. And then if you go in on 1,000 shares, right? You go in on 1,000 shares on something, and at $10.15, if this thing can go, you get a good breakout above 1030, and you have resistance at 1080, and so you have a 50-cent potential move, and you have a good pattern, intraday pattern, and that thing can ride up 20 or 30 cents. That's something you can kind of go slow intraday, not have to go crazy in and out in 10 seconds, ride it up, and make $200-300. It's a way to grow your account. I like that. I kind of like that methodical. I'm in between like a day trader and a swing trader. But then on our large cap stocks, guys, I put these. You'll see. I'm going to do the large cap one next. See if we try to put tight bid ask spreads with liquid options for you guys. Directionally, me and Angel are right on the money with these. Sometimes it takes a few days. You'll notice sometimes they don't break out. Take, again, a couple days, 2 or 3 days, and then they go and they launch. You put a nice credit spread on one of these, what SIG teaches you guys. I always call it, I still go, I say the new. I just train my brain to think it. Like bull put. There's call credit spreads, and put credit spreads. My brain still likes to go to bull put and bear call. It's just the way that's the way I see it. So if we're going bullish on a lot of these, you might just put bull credit spread or bull. Dang it, my tongue twister. Bull put. Right, guys? Does that make sense? Correct me if I'm wrong, Sig. My brain is all fried right now. So put on a bull put. That's a put credit, right, Sig? My brain is fried. Bull put credit, right? And then bear call credit. My brain is fried right now. Use other language. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyways, put a spread up on one of these. If it takes a day or two, and then not on this one right here, but on the larger cap stocks, credit spread. I don't know. It's bullish credit. Yeah, see, that's another thing. You can say bullish credit spread. There's so many different things you can call it. I like calling it bear call, bull put. Someone came up with that terminology to make it easier for newbies, and my brain, it's stuck with me. It just stuck with me that way. Yeah, exactly. It shows bias and logic. But that's where, you'll notice our large caps really fire. When we put them on our swing trade watch list, they fire off, guys. Doesn't mean don't buy just to buy. Make sure you take our courses, and Sig teaches you in our next level content what to look for. What strikes to buy. I did this other thing. I just added this one on recently. I'm just going to go scroll through this real quick. I'm trying to go through some of these straggler ones just between $12 to $15 or $10 to $15. I just want to see if there's any. See, that one showed right up on here. That's something I like. GCal. This one might be setting up for a possible double bottom. I like a little bit clear, but see how I can get patterns of some of these? I don't like this sideways crap, but I like to see patterns. Right here. So this is again, on a low floater, it's tough to get these little pullbacks and breakout, little pullback breakout. They just pump and they do stuff like this. So I personally like these types of styles myself. $10 to $15 sweet spot. Let's see if there's anything I can get that I didn't pick up. And then we'll do large caps. That might be doing that might be setting up for a double bottom break out. You see that? Kind of a bottom and a bottom. Moving average lines crossing above 1107 up to that 1150. So it's stuff like this, guys. Nothing really exciting. A lot of people might not look at this, but if this thing goes up from 1110 and it goes up to 1150 and you can get 15, 20, 30 cents out of it, that's not a bad deal. Let's look at the hourly. Kind of a cup pattern, kind of a V bottom. You guys see? So that's stuff that I kind of like myself personally. It's my preference. Kind of a cup and handle. You guys see how there's patterns, cups and handles and V bottoms, and that's the stuff I like. Right there. Maybe I'll throw that one on. $11.10 up to $11.50. Watch if price can get above 11.10 with resistance around 11.50-ish. So if you guys start seeing some of these $10 to $15 stocks, more of them on here, it's probably me adding them on. You guys see why I like this? Is this making sense to you guys why I like this? If you don't like this, do it on find these patterns on stocks that you're choosing. Kind of a cup and handle right here. Right here, bouncing off the 200. Might have a pop up. You see cup and handle above a 200 SMA. Might be looking to move up. Look at the hourly. might be kind of broaching. I don't want to stuff the watch list right now, but you guys see this? There's patterns. Double bottom, cup and handle. That's the stuff I like to see. Thanks, Nelson. All right. Yeah, I know. Total tongue twister. Sig is our options expert. We don't want to call anybody an expert. Sig is our options specialist. You guys see these ones? See how I get more patterns? Kind of cup and handle-ish, maybe looking to break out. That's the stuff I like. That's what I like. I haven't had a chance until recent, about 3 weeks, guys. I've been behind the website for the past year pretty much, trying to get everything all updated. Now I've actually been able to look at trades and stocks, and that's why you've been seeing me more lately. My annoying arrogance is back. Hopefully I don't have to go behind a computer again. This stuff, guys, you see this? You see these things, right? You guys seeing this? So even within a stock like this that has like, for crying out loud, my mouse lately. In downtrends, you still have many ways you can trade this. Whereas like a penny stock, you know, again, not poo-pooing penny stocks, but this is what you get. It's like a lot of this crap, right? You can make lots of money this way. If you don't like trading the way I do and you like penny stocks, just apply it. That's why I can teach you penny stocks and large caps at the same time. It's just support and resistance. Just look at the low float. They're just going to be a mount. I just call them bat bleep crazy. They pump and they dump quickly. That's why you find those bull flags on a 1 minute. When it breaks out, you pretty much sell it. You know, sell at the top of the flagpole as it's breaking out. Watch for a pullback. Will you give up profits a lot of times? Yes. You know, but this is what happens on penny stocks. If this is a minute candle, pretty much right here, if you're getting in down here, pretty much sell because it's going to come back down. But, you know, in a minute time frame, you might be making, you know, there's a lot of reward, but also a lot of risk. So if you don't like the large caps, I'm saying find the bull flags. You know, if you were to, I'm not saying to trade this one, but someone may have said, okay, I'm going to risk right here off the small candle, use a close below that as my stop, flag pull up. This is where a new trader buys. This is where newbies blow up their account. They buy because the chat room pumped up a stock. Chat room guru bought here, sold up here and hotkeyed it within a minute. The newbies bought off their shares right up here, and then their account dumps back down. They cry down here when they blow up their account, and then guru comes back in again, buys it back up. New trader follows them again. Boom, sells them his shares right up to the top. And meanwhile, newbie goes and spends $200 or $300 in another chat room, copies the guru, blows up their account on a couple trades, and then they wonder what happened. Right? Market's fault. Nope, your fault because you bought at tops, not at support. It's truth, guys. See this is the stuff I like, guys. I'd like it a little bit cleaner back to the 9 EMA, but like that's the stuff I like. I like that. And look right here. Right here, it's retesting right here. This resistance, retest. This may form a bull flag potentially. We like to use the word potentially. And see if it can break out above that 200 SMA right around here. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll pull back a little bit. That's the stuff I like. Might be moving up on the hourly. It's above the moving average lines. On a 5 minute, it's a little bit crappy looking, but so might want to pull back a little bit more. So you guys get the bonus. Now that I'm back to doing the watch list and trading and the annoying arrogance, you get extra stocks on the list and extra stuff because I'm doing these ones for my own benefit. So now let's do large cap. I have a feeling there won't be as many. So stuff like this, guys, I don't put it on when it's way the heck up there unless there's a possible short. With Disney, let's take a look. I haven't looked at Disney since we did it. Like Disney, I called off, you know, a rejection last week of 150 and it came back down. But this is where you got to be careful, guys. If you don't take your profits, like that was a nice drop down in 2 days. If you don't take your profits, now you're stuck. If you just bought a straight put on Disney down, now you could be getting hammered within here. That's where like our trade alerts that we call out real time are different than the ones we put on our swing trade watches. So we try to give you more time. Roku, that's Steen's favorite, huh? Nice kind of cup and handle, kind of flag right off here, popped up a little bit. I like cleaner, guys. I like this stuff, right? Goes up, right over in here, boom, breaks out, take your profit. I'm not a huge fan of dojis like that. You know, it gets a little bit more volatile. Nvidia's still hanging in there, but you can see it's trading sideways. Not going to put that on, right? Kind of goes up. This is what I like to see. Flag back. Bull flag up, back here. This is why you'll see when I put it on the watch list, guys. That's why if you're trading these ones, when we put these swing trade ones on there, you know, you'll see something like, what a beautiful setup right here. This is where, you know, you got a nice bull flag, breaks out. If you don't take your profits up here, then you're trapped in over here, right? We're not saying don't buy. We're not telling you to buy straight calls, but if you know how to trade them intraday and scalp quick, this could be a beautiful bull flag breakout, and that day you can make a lot of money. But if you're buying and you're just like, oh, I'm at work, let me buy a call because it was on the watch list, you don't know what the heck you're doing. Now you're just getting burnt up here with time decay. Does that make sense? Bull flag goes, breakout, take your profit. Then look for more. You know, kind of goes up, pulls back right here, right off the 9 EMA, breaks out, take your profits. Boeing. This one might be interesting. So this one may be interesting. Might be kind of a cup and handle-ish above the 200 SMA. Let's take a look at the hourly. Maybe doing a cup pattern. Up to that 372. This one might have a chance up to that 372. The 375 range. Possible. I'm going to put it down here for now. I might take a look at that after. Procter & Gamble might be interesting. You can see it might be a possible head. And this is where you got to be careful. Like if something breaks out, then you got to be aware of it might be a head and shoulders as well. So you can see kind of a head, kind of a left shoulder. Might be pinching, looking to possibly break out. Possible symmetrical triangle. Let's look at the hourly. Possible cup pattern and an hourly. And buyers are coming back in right up in here. You guys see that? Kind of. But then it might be a head and shoulders as well. So there's not a lot to look on this one. So I'm going to put that one on 124 to 25. Watch for possible pop over and move up with resistance between 124 to 125-ish. Do you guys see how much time this stuff takes? When we do our watch list, guys, it doesn't just happen. Like, this is, look at all the stocks we go through just to get a handful. And then only a couple break out until a couple days later. This is trading every single day. We do the hard work for you with the watch list and the alerts and what we teach you every day. But just imagine if you had to do this all on your own every day. It's a lot of work. Granted, the stream's a little bit longer because I'm teaching you this stuff. So I'm trying to go along and teach you this. And Travelers. Oh, yeah, guys. This was on my watch list a week or two ago. I was showing you that inverse head and shoulders this pattern moving up. Look at it, guys. If you guys were paying attention, this has been going up into the gap. Kind of have this, kind of got a rising wedge-ish pattern. But I had this on, guys. It took a little time, right? A week or two. But look, it's been slowly grinding up into the gap. Kind of a bear flag, rising wedge. But some of them, they take some time. That's why you don't just buy a straight call on these, right? Buy a spread. You might be up by now and taking your profits. Theen, it wasn't a good one? Starbucks I had on a couple days right above that hammer candle, and you can see it just tricked up a little bit. It still hasn't done anything. But that's where, again, guys, you know, like if you get a spread, you know, if you bought like a straight call off that hammer, now you're getting burnt. Now you have a bull put spread on it. You know, maybe it trades sideways a little bit and then takes off. Possible hammer off Microsoft. I like to see hammer closes off the 9 EMA, guys, a little bit cleaner, like down here. So this we got to watch and see. If the market rolls over, we might have to go bearish. Or if it's pulling back, then it gets these indecision candles. These stocks run with the market, so it gets a little bit more tricky. Garbaccio. That's where, guys, we just want, you want the market to ideally, well, when making the watch list, it's easier, you know, because there's other ways to trade, guys. When the market trades sideways like this, you can do, you know, iron condor, stuff like that. And this is a very profitable way to trade when the market trades sideways, you know. So, but when I'm doing the watch list, I try to we try to put stuff on that's clearly going to go up or go down. So when you have these pullback days, they're not fun to do the watch list. But we try to show you the goods and the bad, right? So hopefully you guys are learning from this. Now, guys, it's getting close to dinner time, and I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I'm not a huge fan of cooking, so I don't know if I'm going to do Chipotle. Should I do Chipotle tonight? I had Five Guys burgers and fries last night. That was really good. I had a bacon double cheeseburger, French fries. Dan would be proud. I did not do dessert. I denied myself dessert. SLDP. Let me take a look at that one. Let's wrap this up. SLDB. Oh, yeah. Kind of bear flag right there. Yeah. KRTX. Hey, look at that. This is where, if you're a new trader, just walk away. Don't bother looking at this. You know, pumps up like guys, can you imagine? Like look at this, right? Like, so look at this. This stock goes from $18 to 152. The question is, who the heck is gambling, hiding money from their wife with a secret brokerage account and secret savings that bought at $152? And now it's down here. Like, somebody has to buy this, guys. Somebody's holding the bag up here. Right? Just like Bitcoin. How many people have gotten a divorce off the Bitcoin charts because they bought here? How many people bought this? 20,000. How many people, guys? And then didn't sell back at the pop at 13,000. Now it's back at 8,000. Tell me what that's going to do to a marriage with your secret brokerage account. You know, you're hearing me, guys. Somebody's listening right now that's doing this. Somebody. Chicken sandwich. I don't think I have a Popeyes near me. I have Chick-fil-A. Ooh, do I want to go for a drive for Chick-fil-A? That's an idea. All right, let me just see if I'm going to put Boeing on, and then I'm going to call it a day. Possible cup and handle, maybe looking to break out. Trading kind of sideways. Let's look at the hourly. Might get a pop to 372 to 375. 372 to 375. No, I'm not going to put it on. All that ranting today for this. All that. So, guys, again, this is trading. Don't fall for the crap. Don't fall for the garbage. Don't fall for all the hype out there, guys. Again, if you're not following us on social media, go to Twitter, type in bullish BRS, or just type in bullish bears up here and you'll find us. You'll see me and Dan posting throughout the day. Lots of good content. Then you might get a chuckle. If you like annoying arrogance, you'll get a chuckle when I post. If you're too serious and you don't like joking whatsoever, ignore my posts and wait for Dan, because he'll probably post shortly after. So that's Twitter. Stock Twits. We do some more play-by-plays over here. We're bullish bears over there. So make sure you follow us on social media. If you are not a member yet, you're crazy. You're crazy that you're not a member of our community. What are you thinking? We teach you lots of great stuff. You can join below. We have a 14-day free trial. If you're like, hey, I don't want a trial. I want to sign up right away. And I want a discount. There's a secret. Just go to our website. And if you're ever looking for a secret discount, just look for the drop downs and then just pick one that's not up top. And then you click on it. And then, whoa, sometimes we have sales up there. You can click up there. And then voila, you can save 25% right off today. So if you go to our site, click below. It's not going to be on our subscribe page. It's not over here. So it's 14-day free trial. But if you're ready and you're like, hey, I don't need a trial. You guys rock. I want to pay right away. Just click a page down and then voila, there's a discount. That's a secret for you guys that have stuck around that long today. All right, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you all later. Trade Room peeps, maybe we could, let's go back to the song. We've made it through YouTube this entire time. So let's go to the song. We'll go back to the original song and we'll end it for the day. And I'll see you all later. Enjoy.